Coming up on First at 4, students and staff at one Perry County school celebrate Veterans Day. And we'll tell you about a new bill that is giving a boost to vets starting their own small businesses.
Plus, a good soaking rain out there this afternoon, and one that we desperately needed, but cold air is on the way. The latest coming up as First at 4 starts right now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, we're going to start with some breaking news out of Letcher County. Whitesburg City Council member Earlene Williams has died. Williams was just re-elected Tuesday as one of 6 members for the City Council. Whitesburg Mayor Tiffany Kraft says Williams had served on the council for about 9 years. Kraft made a post on Facebook saying, quote, "She was always so loving, so caring, and was a light to the town she loved so much." Funeral arrangements are pending. All active, former active, and retired military members were celebrated today at Wildcat Harley-Davidson in London. This was the first time the event has been hosted since 2019 due to the pandemic. The veterans enjoyed lunch and listened to live music. Chris Minton with Wildcat Harley-Davidson says celebrating veterans is so important to them because of what they have sacrificed for our country and the close connection between motorcycles and veterans.
A lot of these guys get forgotten, especially in this day and age. People don't think about it, and so it's nice to be one of the few businesses that can actually say, hey, we appreciate you guys. Let us take care of you for once. And hopefully it's something we'll always continue to do.
Minton says he was very pleased with the turnout, and it was great getting to catch up with everyone and thank them for their service. Students and staff at East Perry Elementary School celebrated our nation's veterans today. A special ceremony was held in the gym to recognize veterans in Perry County and beyond. Several vets stood when their names were called, and each one received cheers from students. A veteran we talked with says it's important for kids to know the sacrifices our servicemen and women make.
It gives all the veterans great appreciation that they didn't have back in like Vietnam era and stuff like that. And I was actually talking to somebody today about that, and he said that he really appreciates how veterans today are treated in comparison to how they were treated back then.
We are told members of the VFW post in Hazard also attended an event at West Perry Elementary School this afternoon.
A bit of a gloomy Friday afternoon all throughout the mountains, but in this case, I'll take it. I'd rather have the showers in the region than what we were dealing with the past couple of days with all the wildfires throughout the region. And the rain has taken good care of many of the fires out there this afternoon. 61 the current reading as we look out the front door here from WYMT on Black Gold Boulevard here in Hazard. Further to the south and east into downtown Whitesburg, a little bit of that fog that has been looming over the trees so much today. And you can see it's still a soaker out there. Temperatures remain in the upper 50s to right around 60. But notice that blue on the very far upper left part of your screen. If you've got that setting correct, that's cold air behind the front moving in. The heaviest of the rain right now pushing into portions of the Big Sandy over into Pike County and into southwest Virginia. But notice that back edge already east of I-75. And we'll continue to watch the last of this push on to the east as we head through tonight. What's been left of our tropical system continues to work up the east coast, triggering tornado warnings across the Commonwealth of Virginia today. One more system working our way, currently moving through the Arklatex region. That's got our name on it as we head toward tomorrow. But for tonight, all is going to be at least getting quieter. Mid-40s out there with much, much colder temperatures continuing to filter in. Details on when we see a return to a few more showers. That's in a few minutes. Steve?
All right, Evan, thanks. People everywhere are pausing today to honor those who've served in the U.S. military. CBS's Bradley Blackburn reports on Veterans Day ceremonies across the country, including a parade in New York City.
With a service member holding her umbrella, Vice President Kamala Harris laid a wreath at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier at Arlington National Cemetery on a rainy Veterans Day. The ceremony was held without President Biden, who paid his respects from the UN climate talks in Egypt.
America's veterans and their families, survivors and caregivers are the very spine and soul of the United States.
This Veterans Day marks the 40th anniversary of the dedication of the National Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall.
Standing at the wall, hand outstretched, we feel that the sacrifices of these 58,281 fallen Americans remain with us.
From Houston to Chicago to Baltimore, cities and towns across the U.S. honored the service and sacrifice of our military veterans.
Hey, fire!
In New York City, the United War Veterans Council held a ceremony followed by a parade.
I came to represent all the veterans, let them know that our country is with us.
A little rain can't stop what is the largest Veterans Day parade in the country. 20,000 marchers here on New York's Fifth Avenue representing every branch of the military.
These guys, they give their lives.
101-year-old Dominic Citrelli flew in Europe in World War II.
What we did was worthwhile, and what we're trying to do is going to be even better.
Like many veterans, he says if he had to, he would do it again. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The U.S. Census reports there were 16.5 million military veterans in the United States last year. Of course, we honor veterans every year on November 11th, but one group that is often overlooked is military spouses. One woman has moved 5 times in the past 15 years because her husband is in the U.S. Navy. Like most members of the military, her family has to relocate on a regular basis. And for the mother of 2, every new city has meant the challenge of finding a new job. A survey conducted last year found the top concern for active duty military families is spouse employment, more than time away from family or children's education.
The employer told me that I was not someone that they would want to invest in because I wouldn't be around long enough.
But now, for the last 2 years, Alexis Kimoto has been working from home with Instant Teams, which connects military spouses with businesses in need of remote workers. Kimoto says her family may move again this summer, but at least this time, her job will stay the same. A Virginia lawmaker wants to give veterans a helping hand when it comes to building their futures. WYMT Washington News Bureau reporter Jamie Bittner explains the bill that is gaining bipartisan support.
Plenty of servicemen and women decide to pursue college degrees through the GI Bill, but this new proposal would give them a different option, and it would help veterans start their own small businesses.
I served 7.5 years.
Perry Taylor earned the nickname Ace during his time in the U.S. Army. Now, as a civilian, he focuses on helping other veterans.
Soldiers find the transition from active duty to separation or retirement very hard to adjust to. They're used to being in charge, managers and leaders.
He says the bill proposed by Virginia Representative Ben Cline would help.
The bill would create a pilot program to help veterans launch small businesses. Veterans get the GI Bill benefits, which is 3 years, 36 months of college tuition. This would provide them with an alternative.
The 3-year pilot program would give hundreds of veterans training to develop a business plan. Then it would give them a grant to open the business or franchise.
Hopefully we can get enough buzz going to hit the ground running when the Congress comes back next year, and we can make this one of the first bills that we pass.
I think it's needed. I wish it was there when I was there.
Ace Taylor says there's one more benefit.
The veteran small business owners will hire more veterans, causing a possible ripple effect in veteran hirings.
The grants offered by this pilot program would build upon the resources already offered by the Small Business Administration. The agency currently provides training, and it works with lenders to make sure veterans can secure small business loans. In Washington, I'm Jamie Bittner.
Well, Americans can mark Veterans Day by visiting a national park for free. Today, the National Park Service is waiving entrance fees at more than 400 parks across the country in honor of the holiday. The NPS is also offering free lifetime military passes to veterans and Gold Star families whose loved one was killed in service. The free passes provide access to more than 2,000 federal recreation spots, including national parks and wildlife refuges. Coming up on First at 4, the high school football playoffs continue tonight as teams look to punch their ticket to the quarterfinal rounds. Sports Director John Lowe has the highlights in this evening's key games.
Plus, the soaker is good for the Wildfires in the drought, but not great for those second-round high school playoff games. The latest on that drop in temperatures, too, is on the way.